The Duchess of Sussex sat down for a new interview to speak about the astonishing decision taken by the majority of judges in the U.S. Supreme Court, who overturned the 1973 ruling establishing abortion as a constitutional right across the 50 states. Joined by feminist Gloria Steinem, Meghan spoke about her shock and what she plans to do next, and she also opened up on Prince Harry's reaction and the conversation about the ruling the couple held behind the scenes. Asked what she would say to men who support reproductive rights in a conversation with Vogue, Meghan said, "Men need to be vocal in this moment and beyond because these are decisions that affect relationships, families, and communities at large. They may target women, but the consequences impact all of us. My husband and I talked about that a lot over the past few days. He's a feminist too." Ms. Steinem chimed in to say she can testify the Duke of Sussex is committed to female and people's rights. She added, "He was at a big meeting I attended and he was advocating for people's rights." Meghan then clearly depicted Harry's reaction to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. She said, "His reaction last week was guttural, like mine. I know that for so many women right now, there is a sentiment of despair. But again, we have to band together and we have to do the work." Meghan has called her husband a feminist on another occasion in the past while discussing rights. In a different conversation with Ms. Steiner held in the summer of 2020, ahead of the U.S. presidential elections, the Duchess responded to the author's take on what a feminist can look like. After Ms. Steinem said you can be a feminist while also be masculine and a guy, the Duchess said, "Like my husband." She continued, "I love that when he just came in he said, you know that I'm a feminist too, right Gloria? It's really important to me that you know that." The Duchess added she is grateful her firstborn Archie Harrison is being raised by a father who is so comfortable owning that as part of his own self-identification. Following their first public conversation in 2020, during which they also called people to make sure they would register to vote, Meghan and Ms. Steinem's relationship transformed into a friendship and an alliance focused on women's rights. Over the past months, the pair have been formulating a plan to get the Equal Rights Amendment (ERA) ratified. This proposed amendment to the U.S. Constitution would guarantee equal legal rights for all American citizens regardless of sex. In their latest joint interview, Meghan didn't hide her concern over the possible ripple effect the overturning of Roe could have in the U.S., in particular following Justice Clarence Thomas' statement over the Supreme Court possibly reconsidering contraception access and same-sex marriage. Asked if the U.S. may see more rulings being overturned and whether she is concerned other groups who fought to gain rights in the U.S. may see them taken away by the Supreme Court, Meghan said, "We saw it in plain terms with Justice Thomas's concurring opinion. This is a blueprint for reversing right. The ruling is a signal about the future of same-sex marriage, contraception access, and many fundamental rights to privacy. It feels like the tip of the iceberg and is part of why people feel so scared." Meghan then renewed her call to action to Americans, urging them, much like she did during the summer of 2020, to cast their ballot. She said, "We have to channel that fear into action. We can start this November in the midterm. I know hearing that feels so repetitive, but we have to vote, every time, from local elections to state and national elections.